Excitement is at a whole new level when the puppets start chasing you. Stay on your toes, because if they catch you...
For peanuts you will long for later on. Too late the peanut vendor will be gone, and then I am sure you will...
This is tasty. Yeah.
What is it? Huh?
Shh. It's a surprise.
Before we delve into the depths of YouTube's darkest corners, let's first understand what a rabbit hole means. A rabbit hole refers to a metaphorical journey down a path of increasingly bizarre, disturbing, or mysterious content, often found on the internet. YouTube, as many of us know, is a vast platform where users can upload and watch videos on a wide range of topics. Two notable examples of dark rabbit holes on YouTube are Elsagate and the case of Kate Yup. Elsagate emerged as a concerning trend in which videos featuring popular children's characters like Elsa from Disney's Frozen contained disturbing and inappropriate content. It was often targeted at young viewers. Kate Yup, on the other hand, gained attention for her mukbang videos featuring seafood, alongside the cryptic messages and speculation about her well-being. But the main focus of our discussion is on a particular notorious incident involving Marina Joyce, a beauty YouTuber whose behavior sparked widespread concern and internet hysteria. Viewers noticed alarming changes in Marina's demeanor and surroundings, leading to speculation about her safety. The situation escalated rapidly, with hashtags like Save Marina Joyce trending worldwide and thousands expressing fears of her being kidnapped or held hostage. Exactly 2 weeks later, Marina posted another video that raised even more concerns among viewers. Commenters were quickly to point out the sprawling green bruises covering the back of her arms. They noticed that her eyes were wide and unblinking, and a finger briefly directed her from the other side of the frame. Most worrying of all, 13 seconds into the video, the teenager seemed to whisper the words, "Help me."
Clothing company that I'm advertising, and this is the dress that I'm wearing.
It took 4 days for the wider internet to fall into a frenzy after a fan compiled a list of their concerns on justpaste.it, a site dedicated to sharing blocks of text easily. The hashtag Save Marina Joyce became the #1 trending topic worldwide. When Marina then tried to arrange a 6:30 a.m. meetup with her fans, some speculated she was involved in a trap. Thousands of teenagers revealed that they couldn't sleep and were shaking from their belief that Marina had been kidnapped. or was held hostage. More than 60 people tweeted that it had caused them to have an anxiety or panic attack. The mood was one of hysteria. Despite investigations by the police confirming Marina's safety, the hysteria persisted, fueled by the rapid spread of emotionally charged messages and the desire to play detective on social media. And finally, on the 9th of December 2022, Marina posted a video called Saving Marina Joyce, My Story. Marina talks about her difficult experiences, including her mental health struggles and her battle with multiple sclerosis, a condition that affects the nervous system. She explained that during 2016, she was attending parties and experimenting with spirituality, which affected her mental well-being. She also revealed that she went blind in her left eye in 2017 due to MS. This phenomenon highlights how misinformation and unfounded fears can spread like wildfire in the digital age, leading to mass hysteria and panic among online communities.
In 2019, a young individual posted on a communication platform known as Discord, informing their friends about a grave deed they had committed. The person claimed to have taken the lives of 4 family members, providing visual evidence alongside their chilling revelation. Now, let's journey back to the late 1980s, where a married couple from Bangladesh, Manira Zaham and Mamatash Belgam, immigrated to Canada. Their eldest son, Menhaz, was born in 1996, followed by a daughter named Melissa in 1998. However, our focus lies on Menhaz, who grew up as an average young man in Markham, Ontario. Despite portraying himself as a diligent engineer student in York University, Menhaz was, in reality, leading a double life. Instead of attending classes, he spent most of his time online, engaging in gaming and chatting on Discord. To maintain his facade, he frequented places like the mall or gym to create the illusion of being away from home. However, the weight of his lies eventually became unbearable, and Menhaz devised a sinister plan. Confiding in his Discord friends, he revealed his deception, confessing to skipping university for 3 years while pretending otherwise to his family. The burden of maintaining this falsehood pushed him to the edge. Acting as a member of a Discord server focused on the online game Perfect World, Menhaz was known for his abrasive behavior and racist remarks. On July 27, 2019, he shocked his peers by announcing his intentions to end the lives of his parents. He simply wrote, "Going to kill my parents and go to jail, yo." He then shared a disturbing image of a deceased woman, claimed to be his mother. Menhaz initially faced skepticism from fellow users. However, as he continued detailing his actions, doubts began to dissipate, revealing his atheist beliefs and a twisted rationale. He confessed to the unthinkable act, shocking the entire community. The members of the Discord server, scattered across the globe, were left in a state of panic and disbelief. With limited information about Menhaz, they struggled to intervene effectively. Despite their efforts to contact authorities and gather evidence, they faced numerous obstacles, including uncertainty about Menhaz's location and identity. Meanwhile, Menhaz continued his chilling confession, escalating his atrocities by claiming additional victims, including his grandmother and sister. The server members, gripped by fear and desperation, mobilized to prevent further bloodshed. One member, Junior from Costa Rica, took it upon himself to reach out to Menhaz, hoping to reason with him. After a tense exchange, where Menhaz expressed remorse but refused to surrender, Junior's persistence paid off as he obtained crucial information about Menhaz's whereabouts. With the help of law enforcement and Discord's cooperation, authorities traced Menhaz's location to a building in Toronto. Despite their efforts, they arrived too late to prevent the tragedy. Inside the family home, they discovered the lifeless bodies of Menhaz's mother, grandmother, sister, and father. Subsequently, Menhaz was apprehended and charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder. During court proceedings, he confessed to the heinous crimes, citing his fear of exposure as the motive. Ultimately, he received a life sentence without the possibility of parole for 40 years. The devastating impact of Menhaz's actions reverberated throughout the community, leaving loved ones and acquaintances grappling with shock and grief. As the victims are mourned and justice is served, this harrowing tale serves as a stark reminder of the darkness that can lurk behind seemingly ordinary facades.
Reddit. A huge internet puzzle where people can share creepy and fascinating stories without revealing who they are. It's a place where many folks gather to chat, swap secrets, and explore all sorts of topics. But be cautious, because within this online world, there are some eerie tales that can send shivers down your spine. r/AskReddit is a hub where internet users come together to share their thoughts. With over 30 million members, it's a bustling community where people ask and answer questions about life. But hidden among the discussions are some unsettling stories that often go unnoticed. 9 years ago, a Reddit user named Larry Gallagher posted a question about asking people about the scariest or creepiest experiences that they've had. Responses varied from encounters with peeping toms to frightening home invasions. However, amidst these unsettling tales, one deleted account shared a chilling story about their regretful stay at a rundown motel. They narrowly escaped a terrifying fate after making the unfortunate decision to spend the night there. Here is her story. Years ago, I was on a cross-country trip solo to our family reunion. I was supposed to make it to a friend's house, but there was horrible weather, and it was slow-moving. Then a terrible accident happened just ahead of me, and I was stuck for quite a while. All told, I was about 5 hours behind schedule. I was exhausted, and in need of a bathroom and a shower, so I pulled into a little strip motel off a fairly backroad state road. It was obviously small and dirty, but would work in a pinch. There was a window to the outside where check-in was. The guy eyed me up. Then a college-aged girl asked me if I was traveling alone. I went to hand him my ID and credit card, but he insisted on cash only. Red flags were going off at this point, but I scrounged together just enough cash and he tossed me the key. The room was dirty, barely bigger than a room. The first thing I did was go to the bathroom, and then I flipped the mattress. Dirty. Signs of bed bugs. A moment later, I spied a cockroach. And that was it. I was out. I decided that I would use the parking space at least, and sleep in the back trunk hatch of my SUV. I curled up, using a suitcase for a pillow and random clothes for a blanket, and fell asleep for an hour. I woke up aware of someone talking on a phone outside and glanced to see the guy from check-in standing there. And it was now around 3 a.m. He finished up his call, then walked quietly over to my room, unlocked the door, and walked in. The lights didn't turn on, and a minute or two later, he came back out, slamming the door behind him, as well as cursing, with another guy. I hadn't seen Guy 2 enter, so I still don't know where he came from. They angrily talked for a moment, then the check-in guy walked over to my SUV. I covered up my head quickly with a shirt. After he tried the locked door, he peered into the back seat, out between my tinted windows and blending into the general mess. He didn't notice me in the hatch. The two guys walked away to the far side of the lot, talking more, and one gesturing across the street where a diner was. While they were distracted, I climbed up to the front seat and started up the SUV, and they turned around in surprise as I pulled away. I called my friends back home and told them, but didn't want to worry my family, so I said nothing to them. When I got back home some 3 weeks later, we figured out the name to the hotel thanks to Google Maps, and called the local police. They told me that the place had closed down only days before I called. So, here is some frequently asked questions. This was about a decade ago. It took place along Highway 250, I believe, in Virginia. Place name was Mountaintop or Mountainside Motel, something like that. It was a single-story building check-in window in the middle, tiny diner across the street, and no other businesses nearby. My logic was that it was smarter than parking by the side of the road. Police took my info, never called me back. Never found out anything from web searches immediately afterwards. At least one friend thought that I misunderstood the situation, and there was a logical reason. It's clear that whoever shared that story was lucky to get away safely. I can only imagine what those two men were up to. The scariest part for me was when the second man appeared. If you ever find yourself needing to stay in a sketchy motel like that, please don't. It's much safer to find a bright, busy place to rest, or sleep in your car with the doors locked and the engine on. Learn from this story, and stay safe out there.
Twitter is a popular social media platform where users can post short messages, known as tweets, to share their thoughts, ideas, and experiences with others. It's a bustling hub of conversation, where topics ranging from news and politics to entertainment and personal anecdotes are discussed. On Twitter, amidst the endless stream of tweets, lies a chilling tale that has captivated thousands of users. It's a story shrouded in mystery and uncertainty, drawing readers into its eerie narrative with each passing tweet. But what exactly is this tale? And why has it garnered so much attention? Well, let's delve deeper into the enigmatic world of Twitter to uncover the truth behind this unsettling saga. Back in 2017, BuzzFeed illustrator Adam Ellis went viral for his Twitter thread, Dear David. The artist chronicled his experience with what he believed to be a ghost haunting him, gaining him a ton of exposure. While the story was certainly captivating and filled with lots of twists and turns, nobody saw this one coming. The story was adapted for the big screen. For those interested in learning more about this spooky story, here's a rundown of everything that happened. Back in August, Ellis moved into a new apartment and started having dreams about a boy that he found out to be called Dear David. Trying to brush off these dreams as simply nighttime mind wanderings, Ellis found that he couldn't, as more and more weird happenings led him to feel unsafe in his home. Having first seen the boy with a crushed skull, which he then illustrated, in a dream one night, He was told in a later dream by a little girl that the boy's name was Dear David, and that you could ask him 2 questions. The only condition was he began with Dear David, much like Simon Says. She warned him against asking a 3rd question, though, telling him, "But never try to ask him a 3rd question, or he'll kill you." Ellis asked his 2 questions in the next dream he had of David, but forgetting this rule, he asked a 3rd question only to wake up screaming. The irregular dreams and sleep paralysis didn't occur all the time, but the other things started happening in the illustrator's apartment that added to his discomfort. After moving to the apartment upstairs, he thought he might be safe, but his 2 cats would congregate by the front door, leading to the hallway every night at midnight and just meow at it. And then he started recording sounds on his phone using a sound app, only to hear a weird, unexplained static sound at 3 a.m. every morning. It soon graduated to calls from an unknown number to nanny cam recordings of things, including a rocking chair, moving on their own accord. Ellis was, rightly so, getting more and more scared of what would happen next, until one November night he was struck by sleep paralysis as David appeared once more in his room. During this encounter, he took pictures before falling back to sleep, but the next morning was shocked by what he saw in his gallery. Images dark enough that you would have to turn up your brightness to look at them in a dark environment. Ellis would continue to capture images of Dear David, with some of them showing the ghoul pretty clearly, as well as make new revelations, such as finding out there was a huge crawl space above his apartment. Upon inspecting the hatch that led to it, he found a small shoe and a very old marble. The tweets from Ellis would start to taper off close to January of 2018, with the illustrator having to assure those following him that he was fine, and that he had not been murdered by the little ghost boy in the night. You can read the whole thread on Wakelet. The story left many freaked out. I remember reading this myself, very stupidly, alone at night, and being reasonably petrified. Ellis assured his fans that he was fine, with not much else having been mentioned about the little ghost boy until now. The story garnered Ellis over 1 million new followers, so obviously his employers at BuzzFeed saw this as a bankable opportunity. The story has now been made into a movie starring Augustus Prew from The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, and High Rise as Ellis. Justin Long and Andrea Bang also starred in it. The story has changed a little, with Dear David now originating as a Twitter account that first makes contact with Ellis after he goes to war with a troll on the social media platform. The horror film had created a backstory for David as well, with the character of Ellis setting out to discover more about the strange boy who keeps visiting him in the night. Unsurprisingly, the film was a co-production between BuzzFeed Studios and Lionsgate. Dear David was released on October 13th, 2023, a fitting day for a horror release given that that date lands on a Friday, making it Friday the 13th. As the story of Dear David continues to unfold on Twitter, one question lingers in the minds of readers. Is it real, or merely a work of fiction? While some may dismiss it as a cleverly crafted hoax, others, they find themselves unable to shake off the feeling of unease that accompanies each new development. Whether true or not, there is no denying the power of Dear David to evoke fear and fascination in those who dare to explore its depths. In the realm of Twitter rabbit holes, this tale stands as a testament to the allure of the unknown and the enduring appeal of a good ghost story.
TikTok is a popular app where people share short videos about all kinds of things. Some people on TikTok talk about their lives. Some share funny jokes, and others explore mysterious and strange topics. You can find all sorts of strange and puzzling things on TikTok, like people pretending to have disabilities or claiming they can travel through time. But one of the most unusual things you might come across is a chilling 911 call. One incident that gained attention involved a man named Jorge Torres Jr., who tragically lost his life in Winter Park, Florida. He was found dead after seemingly climbing into a suitcase during a game of hide and seek with his girlfriend, Sarah Boone. It's a horrifying story that unfolded on a seemingly innocent evening. Before the incident, Torres had a history of being arrested for domestic violence against Boone, and she had also been arrested for alleged violence against him. On that fateful night, Boone made a call to 911, claiming that Torres was dead.
911, what is the location of your emergency? 4748 France Court, apartment 3.
4748, what's the street name?
France, F-R-A-N-T-Z.
And the apartment number?
3.
Is this a police or medical?
My boyfriend is dead.
She explained that they had been drinking wine and decided to play hide and seek. They thought it would be funny to put Torres in the suitcase, while they laughed about it. Boone then went upstairs and fell asleep, not realizing that Torres couldn't get out of the suitcase on his own. But what's truly chilling is what happened next. Boone wasn't immediately arrested after making the call to 911. The next day she was questioned by the police, and her phone was searched. Investigators found 2 videos that she had taken the night before, one of which showed her saying, "For everything you've done to me."
Sarah.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah. Sarah. Sarah.
Stupid.
Sarah.
That's my name. Don't wear it up.
Sarah. Fucking breathe, babe. Seriously.
Yeah, that's when you do when you choke me.
Sarah. 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 Sarah, I can't breathe, babe.
That's on you.
This led to Boone being charged with second-degree murder for Torres' death. The case is scheduled for trial, where Boone is expected to use the battered spouse defense. It's a tragic story that leaves many questions unanswered. One haunting detail is that Boone recorded those videos while Torres was trapped in the suitcase. She could have gotten away, but she recorded this, leaving a chilling reminder of the events that unfolded that night. It's a story that serves as a stark reminder of the dangers that can lurk behind seemingly innocent actions, even in the most unexpected places, like a game of hide and seek.